The concept of energy, exothermic and endothermic reactions, concept of energy barrier, threshold and activation energy, formation of activated complex, effect of catalyst on activation energy and reaction. This is the syllabus mentioned. Now, let us see what is meant by exothermic reaction and endothermic reaction graphically. Let us take first exothermic reaction. A and B are the reactants. These reactants possess a certain amount of energy, that is this much of amount of energy from here to here shows the energy of A and B. This energy is not at all enough to undergo a chemical reaction. Therefore, it should get this amount, that is activation energy. Then only it can be converted into the product C and D. The product, when it is formed, it is having less energy than the reactant. Therefore, product's energy is only this much. Therefore, the difference in energy is evolved. That is called an exothermic reaction. The maximum energy required to undergo chemical reaction is called threshold energy. It should cross this barrier. This is called energy barrier. In the case of endothermic reaction, the reactants are having an amount of energy from here to here. That reactants acquire a certain amount of energy, that is threshold energy, in order to convert it into product. The product is having a higher energy than the reactant. That is the difference between exothermic and endothermic. This much of energy is absorbed by the reactant, then only it can be converted into the product. And from the amount of energy to this threshold energy, that energy is called energy of activation. And the threshold energy is actually the energy of the reactant plus the amount of energy required to cross the limit or to convert into the product. Now let us see in detail exothermic reaction. In an exothermic reaction, for example, hydrogen and oxygen combination and combination of sulfur dioxide and oxygen, the energy of the product is less than the energy of the reactant. Therefore, the energy evolved when an exothermic reaction occurs. That is the reason why the energy is released. An exothermic reaction will not occur spontaneously. There is an energy barrier that must overcome before the reaction to take place. That means the reactant to reach this stage, that is the threshold energy, then only it can be converted into the product. Thus, activation energy may be regarded as the energy needed to overcome the energy barrier. This explains why a mixture of hydrogen and oxygen can stand in a container for years without any reaction. That if the mixture is ignited with a lighted taper, the explosion occurs as the reaction proceeds rapidly. The lighted taper provides the energy to overcome the energy barrier. Endothermic reaction. The concept of energy barrier holds equally good for endothermic reactions also. Note that the potential energy of the product C plus D is higher than that of the reactant. That is in the second case. For the endothermic reaction, C plus D is having a higher energy than A plus B. An energy barrier exists for every reaction, and the reactants can change into products only when they acquire sufficient energy to overcome this barrier. This barrier corresponds to the threshold energy of the reaction. Only those collisions in which the reactant molecule possess the energy greater or equal to threshold energy only lead to the formation of products. This is why energy in one form or another form, an external source has to be applied to the reactants in order to initiate the chemical reaction. For example, a mixture of oxygen and a fuel does not burn by itself unless a flame is applied. The flame provides necessary energy to cross the energy barrier and the fuel start burning. Thus, the reactant needs a definite amount of energy to cross the energy barrier and to take part in the reaction, leading to the formation of product. This energy is called activation energy. That means the amount of energy possessed by the reactant plus activation energy is called the total threshold energy and may be defined as activation energy may be defined as the excess of energy that the reactant molecules, that is having energy less than the threshold energy, must acquire in order to cross the energy barrier and to change into the product. Thus, activation energy means threshold energy minus average energy possessed by the reactant molecule. Activation energy is equal to threshold energy minus the energy of the reactant. Each reaction has a definite value of activation energy. The value of activation energy decides the fraction of the total number of collisions which are effective. When the activation energy of a reaction is low, a large number of molecules are able to cross the energy barrier and change into product. Consequently, the rate of reaction is high. On the other hand, the reaction having higher value of activation energy proceeds at a slow rate. Fill in the blank question can be asked. Thus, for a fast reaction, activation energies are very low. For a slow reaction, activation energies are very high. Next, activated complex or transition state. A chemical reaction involves the breaking of old bond and the formation of new bond. The breaking of bond involves the absorption of energy, while during the formation of a bond, energy is released. A chemical reaction occurs only when the reactants possess sufficient activation energy to cross the energy barrier. When two molecules having necessary energy of activation approaches each other, they attain an intermediate configuration before they change into product. For example, let us consider the reactant A plus BC. When they acquire the maximum amount of energy so that it can be get converted into the product, that is called the threshold energy. At that point, they will form an activated complex of the formula ABC. And after that, it will be converted into the product form AB plus C. Now, this configuration possesses higher energy as compared to some of the energies of the reactant. The intermediate configuration corresponding to the maximum potential of energy of the system is called activated complex. This is the activated complex or transition state. The activated complex then changes into product and the excess of energy is released. The formation of activated complex and the course of the reaction can be understood by considering the following reaction. A plus BC gives AB is the product and C is liberated. Both are considered as product. When A is from BC, there is no interaction between the two and the potential energy of the system remains unaffected. An atom approaches BC. The nuclei of the atoms of B and C, the molecule BC, are forced to pull apart. That what happens is when A approaches BC, The nuclei of the B and nuclei of the C are considered to form a product and it is shifted apart. Thereby, B is getting joined with A and C is liberated or changed into a single product. The increase in the potential energy is continued till an intermediate configuration. That means this transition state should occur. A, B, C. This transition state, once it is reached, corresponding to the maximum potential energy is obtained. The intermediate configuration A, B, C corresponding to the maximum potential energy thus obtained is an activated complex or transition state of the system. As soon as the system attains maximum potential energy equal to threshold energy of the reaction of the activated complex decomposes and yield the product A, B and C. A plus BC gives a transition state with maximum potential energy. Gives AB plus C. This is an example, general example. The energy of the activation of the reaction is given by EA is equal to energy of the activated complex minus energy of the reactant. This is equivalent to the threshold energy. And the energy change in the reaction delta E is given by energy of the product minus energy of the reactant. Next, effect of catalyst. The rate of a chemical reaction can be increased or decreased by the addition of a suitable substance which itself is not consumed during the reaction. Such a substance is called catalyst, and the phenomenon is known as catalysis. A catalyst and catalysis may be defined as follows. The substance which alters the rate of a chemical reaction without being used up in the reaction is called a catalyst, and the phenomenon is termed as catalysis. Positive and negative catalyst. Depending upon the nature of the catalyst and catalysis can be classified into positive catalysis and negative catalysis. And 1. Positive catalysis. When a catalyst increases the rate of reaction, it is termed as positive catalyst, and the process is known as positive catalysis. Some examples of positive catalysis are follows. 1. Nitrogen combining with hydrogen in presence of platinum and forms ammonia. 2. Sulfur dioxide reacts with oxygen in presence of vanadium pentoxide and gives sulfur trioxide. 3. Potassium chloride, when it is heated with in presence of manganese dioxide, gives potassium chloride and oxygen. Next, negative catalysis. When a catalyst decreases the rate of reaction, it is termed as a negative catalyst, and the process is called negative catalysis. Some examples of negative catalysis are follows. That is, chloroform get decomposed in presence of oxygen to carbonyl chloride and hydrogen chloride, which is carbonyl chloride is a highly poisonous substance. In order to retard that decomposition, little bit of ethyl alcohol should be added to the chloroform bottle so that this decomposition will not take place. Similarly, hydrogen peroxide decomposes and forms water and oxygen. In order to avoid that decomposition or to retard the decomposition, 2 drops of glycerin should be added in the bottle where hydrogen peroxide is packed. That is known as an example for negative catalysis.